What is it like to play Planet Archipelago? The gameplay will look much like any other tabletop roleplay game. A game master with maps, drawings, and other game aids will lead a group of players on an adventure. The players will have pencils, a character sheet for each of their player characters in the game, paper for notes, a calculator, and dice. There may be counters or miniature figures to mark the location of the player characters on the game maps. The D20 die is used to determine success or failure in game activities such as combat, climbing a cliff, or determining if a creature is recognized and if its dangers or value are known. The percentage dice are used to determine chance events in the game. The D6 dice are used in character generation when a new player character is being made for the game. As a medieval science fiction game, the player characters are all human descendants of colonists from Earth to an alien planet. Not fantasy demigods with special powers and magic. This means player characters can die much easier than characters in fantasy games. It is possible to get a single blow to kill, rather than player characters making repeated blows against each other while subtracting hit points. The same D20 roll that determines if a target is hit in combat also determines where the target was hit. For example, results of the attack roll, man versus creatures. If you roll equal to the to-hit number, 1/4 damage to leading arm, leg, wing, or claw. Roll 1 less than the to-hit number, 1/2 weapon damage to leading arm, leg, wing roll, 2 less than the 2-hit number, full damage to leading arm, leg, wing. Roll 3 less than the 2-hit number, full damage to torso, back, fin, wing, or tail. Roll 4 less than the 2-hit number, full damage to torso, back, fin, wing, or tail. Roll 5 less than the to-hit number, full damage to leading arm, leg, or wing. Roll 9 less than the to-hit number, full damage to torso, neck, mouth, or head. Roll 10 or more, less than the to-hit number, the location of choice is hit. This location should be chosen in advance. Unlike games where armor and weapons have a single number value of protection and damage, in Planet Archipelago, weapons and armor have multiple types of damage and protection options. For example, the riveted mail shown has a standard protection of cut 20, thrust 10, and impact 10. An attacker will be more successful against the mail with a dagger or spear with a high thrust value, as opposed to trying to cut the mail with a sword. Or aiming to hit the poorly armored legs, lower arms, or head would be an even better option. Unable to make repairs to their high-tech equipment, the colonists from Earth reverted to a more medieval type of society. A wooden sailing ship was much safer than flying over the ocean in an anti-gravity craft that had a check engine light on. The colonists learned that having a dependable crossbow that always fired was a better choice than an old laser weapon that only worked part of the time because the microchips were wearing out and needed to be replaced. The creatures in the game are the hermaphrodite native life forms of the planet. They are not overly intelligent. They just tend to be hungry, curious, territorial, or all three. Knowing when to fight and when to run away is important in the game. Some creatures just don't want to die easily. There are intelligent indigenous natives on the planet. Player characters can find themselves in combat with these aliens that the humans call dwarf. In general, the dwarf resent the human invasion of their planet, the looting of their ancestral tombs and ruins, along with a general dislike for human arrogance and the way humans smell. They will frequently kill humans on sight as a matter of principle. Player characters may find themselves in combat against other humans. They can fight against pirates, expansionist empires, thieves, revolutionaries, usurpers, kidnappers, highwaymen, assassins, city guards, or militia, and more. Player characters may spend time exploring long-lost ancient alien tombs and ruins. The alien dwarf also once had a more advanced civilization, and their ancient objects that still function will look like magic to the player characters. Player characters may decide to sail the seas between islands as merchant adventurers, buying the surplus of one island at wholesale and hoping to sell it for a profit at retail on a different island. In the process, dealing with the alien creatures of an alien sea and exploring the local areas of each island they visit. A merchant may be able to make more money as a merchant than just as a wandering adventurer might find. Player characters may have to deal with the forces of nature, storms at sea, lightning strikes at sea, shipwrecks, rogue waves, earthquakes, forest fires, tsunami, drought, or famine. Careless and foolish player characters will almost always find an ignominious death in some long-forgotten place. Player characters who are wise and thoughtful will often find success with wealth and the discovery of forgotten technology that can make their lives even more interesting. Players of Planet Archipelago want their characters to thrive and survive. The challenge is the alien science fiction world they are living in. On the game world map for Planet Archipelago, there is a section known as the Thousand Isles, where there are dozens of islands unnamed that a game master can design their own island and creatures for, inserting islands of their own design seamlessly into the larger game world. Please play Planet Archipelago for yourself. Take your friends on an adventure in an alien world where skill, not magic, will be what makes them successful. There are more than 150 game titles available for download. Please visit www.planet-archipelago.com or www.drivethrurpg.com. Free copies of game material are available to our supporters on patreon.com.